Together we can kill Vhagar and our rider. Make it a son for a son.
In this video, I'm going to review the black side of the story from episode 1 along with some very interesting details like steps for dragons, writings in Valyrian, Meraxes' skull behind a library, etc. So stay tuned for that. Greetings Throne Watchers. I also noticed lots of cool details about the green side too, like Cheese showing up twice in the episode before meeting with Daemon, the book Aemond was reading, signs that Cheese had a different mission than what Daemon had ordered, etc., which I'll discuss in my Greens breakdown video. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the opening credits of season 2. Just like season 1, this episode's opening credits showed us the history of the Targaryens. I already discussed season 1's opening credits last year, which mostly consisted of Aegon's conquest and its aftermath till Rhaenyra being named heir, and then ended with the structure of Valyria. This trailer also showed some very interesting details and some new reveals about the Targaryen history, which I'll discuss in my season 2 opening credits breakdown video. I'll post that video soon, so make sure to subscribe to my channel if you don't wanna miss it. Anyways, the episode begins with a raven, which I assume is bringing the news of Luke's death to Jace, heading to Winterfell. So my guess is they sent the raven to Winterfell thinking Jace is there, and the people at Winterfell will send the raven to the wall because they know that Jace is with Cregan Stark, who is escorting 10 men from his household to the wall. Out of the people joining the watch, there is a kid who is wearing a direwolf's pin. So far, we have seen Baela and Rhaenyra and even Dany wearing Targaryen pins, so I'm assuming only a family member can use the house sigil as their pin. That's why I think this boy is the younger brother or at least some relative of Cregan Stark. What do you think? Then Jace meets Cregan Stark at the wall. I loved that scene when Cregan said, "Do you think my ancestors built a 700-foot wall of ice to keep out snow and savages?" I got goosebumps. And when he mentioned how King Jaehaerys and Queen Alysanne's dragons, aka Vermithor and Silverwing, refused to cross the wall, I felt chills. The most powerful creatures in the world, and they were terrified of going beyond the wall. Anyway, I'll talk more about this in my Where Are the White Walkers video. I liked how nostalgic it made me feel, as the White Walkers story was my favorite in Game of Thrones. The show changed the history to make it line up with what Tyrion said in season 8. In the books, Torrance Stark met Aegon the Conqueror at the Trident and bent the knee there, and no Targaryen king or queen had threatened anyone in the north after that. At least in the books they didn't. Anyway, while they are talking, a raven arrives, bringing the news of Luke's death. Then we see Rhaenys returning from patrolling the gullet. As you can see, there are giant steps which are even taller than the people standing there, built in dragonstone for dragons to let their riders sit on them. My guess is these steps are for smaller dragons, as the larger dragons won't need it. Rhaenyra finds Luke's remains at Shipbreaker Bay, and while she is crying, Syrax also screams with her, because as I've discussed in my Why Targaryens Intermarry video, the dragons share a psychic bond with their riders and can feel what their rider is feeling. So Syrax can feel Rhaenyra's pain. When Rhaenyra returns to Dragonstone, you can see Syrax had to climb the steps that I mentioned earlier, as she is smaller in size. There are also carvings on the pillars, which I guess is in Valyrian. Rhaenyra passes a library on the way to the Black's Council chambers. On the way, you can see the books and scrolls in this library, and behind this shelf, there is Meraxes' skull behind it. There are two reasons why I think it's Meraxes. First, it looks exactly like Meraxes' skull from season 1's opening credits, which I've already discussed in my season 1 opening credits breakdown video. And second, by the process of elimination, Valyrian's skull is in the Red Keep. Vhagar is still alive, so that leaves, yes, Meraxes. By the way, in the trailer, this is where Miss Arya talked to Rhaenyra about there being more than one way to win a war. Later, Jace also returns to Dragonstone. He has gained an alliance with House Arryn in exchange for a dragon protecting them, and with House Stark, who will send them 2,000 men. They hold a funeral for Luke later in the episode. Corlys is at high tide, and I'm guessing this is high tide because you can see the Driftmark castle on the left side. Anyways, Corlys meets Ellen of the Hull, who has saved Corlys's life at the Stepstones. I really liked them adding these little details on the show that weren't in the books. Anyways, Alan gives Corlys the dagger he has commissioned for Luke. The hilt of this dagger looks a little bit similar to Daemon's hilt, which I had discussed in my New Reign trailer video. Anyway, Rhaenys is holding the blockade from the skies, while Corlys is doing the same from the sea. And while holding this blockade, the Valyrian ships found a ship from King's Landing which has Mysaria in it. Daemon seemed really mad when he found out that Mysaria was the White Worm. He probably heard it from Sir Arik, who met Mysaria in King's Landing. So does that mean Daemon didn't know that she was the White Worm? Anyway, Daemon puts her in a cell. When Rhaenyra says she wants Aemond dead, Daemon is happy to hear that and asks Mysaria's help, who recommends cheese. Daemon sends one of his loyal soldier, aka Blood, and Mysaria's recommended rat catcher, Cheese, to kill Aemon Targaryen, not Prince Jaehaerys. And regarding the Blood and Cheese incident, I have another one of my crazy theories. I think there is a mastermind who orchestrated the Blood and Cheese incident to stop the war from coming to an end and to add fuel to the fire. I have found several clues in this episode that made me think this way. So I'll explain this theory in my Who is the Mastermind Behind the Blood and Cheese video, which I'll post soon. So that was the Blacks segment. I'll discuss the Greens segment in another video. This video's comment shoutout goes to Sean7470, who said, "Looking forward to your videos as the season starts in a couple of weeks. Most necklaces looked symbolic to the rank of the wearer, but I couldn't find anything that another Lord Commander wore, like that of Kristen Cole." Thank you, Sean. Comments like yours really encourage me to post as many videos as I can. As for the chains on the small council, I only found about 2 chains. First, a Maester's chain, that is, a chain made of the links of different metals based on the subjects they have studied, and the other is the Hands chain. The hand of the king wears a chain made of linked golden hands, which is what Kristen Cole is wearing here. As I have discussed in my trailer breakdown video, Aegon will have a fight with Otto, will fire him, and will make Kristen Cole his new hand. Also, fun fact, the Game of Thrones song, Hands of Gold, is about this very chain, the Hands chain. I think this song will suit Kristen Cole just as much as it did Tyrion. What do you think? I'll also post my Who is the Mastermind Behind Blood and Cheese Season 2 opening credits breakdown and Greens breakdown videos soon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. 7 blessings to you.